Dear students, today we will learn differentially compounded DC motor characteristic. So for such type of motor, we may write the back EMF EB as terminal voltage VT minus armature current IA, armature resistance RA plus series field winding resistance RAC. You know it very well. The same back EMF equation in terms of a speed may be written as machine constant Ka phi omega, where omega is a speed of the machine in radian per second and phi is flux per pole, resultant flux per pole, total flux per pole, which is combination of two fluxes, shunt field flux and series field flux. As we know, in case of differentially compounded DC machine, the two fluxes, series field flux and shunt field flux oppose each other. Hence, negative sign is there in between. That is the difference of the two flux. So, resultant is nothing but shunt field flux minus series field flux. If you want to plot a speed against armature current, that is a speed versus IA characteristic. So take IA one side, here this is origin and a speed on this axis, fine, a speed. So the same procedure as we discussed in our previous lectures, how to plot a quantity against another quantity. So take a speed one side and write it as a function of IA. So from here IA is there, a speed is there. So a speed may be written as VT minus IA RA plus RSE, this upon Ka times phi SH minus phi SE. So, with the variation of IA, these two are constant, RA plus RAC are constant quantity. VT is also constant quantity, supply voltage which is already maintained. So with the variation of IA, this will vary. So starting from 0, if we are increasing IA, so it will, this magnitude will increase, hence overall numerator will decrease with IA. So when IA is 0, so this will be VT upon Ka phi SH minus phi SE will also be 0, ignore the residual flux. As we know, we already know that phi SE is proportional to IA, as series field winding is connected in series with armature. So whatever armature current is there, the same current flows through the series field winding. We have already seen this during connection diagram of various types of machines in our previous lectures. So when IA is 0, phi SE is 0. So at this we will get some speed somewhere. Let us say this is omega 0, no load speed, which will be having value of, we may write, put VT upon Ka phi SH, VT upon Ka phi SH. This will be equal to this, fine. So when IA will start increasing, phi SE will also start increasing, hence this difference will start decreasing. Initially what is difference? This minus 0 at IA 0. So after certain time IA is having some non-zero value, so corresponding phi SE will have some non-zero value, so this difference will decrease. So far we have seen that the impact of increasing IA from 0 is decreasing on numerator, decreasing on denominator also. So once numerator tries to decrease, speed tries to decrease. At the same time, once denominator tries to decrease, this tries to increase. So what will be overall impact on speed? Numerator is trying to decrease speed, denominator is trying to increase the speed. As by increasing IA from 0, numerator is decreasing, at the same time denominator is also decreasing. So it depends which one is going to dominate. If two people are pulling a single people, so what will be the movement of these people? It depends. The pulling, the two pullings, which one is dominating, right? If one person is dominating, then that effect will be observed on the person being pulled. So at the same time, on the speed, the impact of IA on numerator is decreasing, impact of IA on denominator is increasing. So at low value of IA, the impact of phi SE on phi SH will be negligible, very small. It means we can say that at low value of IA, phi SH dominates phi SE. Suppose phi SH is large, very large. So a small increase in this will not have much effect, much impact. In other words, we can say that at lower value of IA, impact of numerator is more than impact of denominator. So overall, impact of numerator will be observed on a speed which is decreasing. So it will decrease. Okay, first draw a horizontal line and initial value of this decreasing. It decreases. After certain value of IA, the value of phi SE will be increased up to a significant value, so that the impact of denominator will start dominating the impact of numerator. So what is the impact of denominator? Increase in speed. As denominator decreases, this quantity increases. So once it will start showing its impact more than numerator, the speed will start increasing like this. So it will have some minimum value here, some minimum value, right? And then the impact of denominator will be dominating the impact of numerator. So we can observe that with increasing load, means if load torque is increased, corresponding armature current will increase. With increasing this, we can see that the speed of differentially compounded DC motor is giving a signal of danger. It is reaching a dangerously high value, unstable operation. We can't accept this nature of machine in which with increasing load, speed is also increasing dangerously high. So we say that this operation is unstable operation. You may write there unstable operation. Fine. If you want to plot torque versus IA, if you want to plot torque against armature current IA for differentially compounded DC motor, then we need to write the equation of torque as machine constant Ka, resultant flux, which is phi SH minus phi SE times IA. We know it. So for that, we will write here torque and armature current. If this quantity would be constant as the case of DC shunt motor, then what will happen? We will have one straight line passing through origin like this. And later on it gets saturated. But in case of differentially compounded DC motor, this quantity is no longer constant with the variation of IA. As we know that, just discussed, by varying IA, phi AC will vary, and by varying phi AC, this quantity will decrease, start decreasing. So slope will no longer be constant, but slope will start decreasing. So it will be something like this. Something like this. See, slope is decreasing and trying to tend at higher value of IA. So again, it depends the strength of this field and this field. So if we have a strong shunt means number of turns of shunt field windings are large. That is, NSH is high, then corresponding MMF will be high, strong. So we will say that a strong shunt machine is there. So for that case, even though phi AC is increasing with increasing IA, but it can't be more than its saturated value. Please note this point. Whatever the value of IA will be there, large, very large, the value of phi SE can't be more than its saturated value. Fine. So if we have a strong shunt, that is, this shunt field flux is enough to tackle even the saturated value of series field flux, this difference will be positive. So this will have some positive slope. Fine, non-zero. So the curve will be like this. It looks like parallel, not parallel, some positive, right? If you want to draw a tangent, that will have certain finite value of acute angle with this horizontal axis for a strong shunt. For weak shunt means phi SH may be lesser than phi AC when armature current is large. That is somewhere here, in below this, below saturation value. Only then this difference may become negative. Otherwise, in case of a strong shunt, our phi SH lies somewhere here in this region above the saturated value. So whatever the value of current will be there, this can't be more than this in case of a strong shunt. Hence this quantity will always be positive. So no need to worry. A strong shunt, we may write here, for a strong shunt. What about weak shunt? When number of turns of the shunt field windings are less, so that phi SH lies somewhere here below its saturated value of phi AC. Then a time will come when this phi AC will be equal to phi SH and even more than this. Means slope, initially slope is positive, then it will become 0, then it may become negative if we are going to increase the value of IA, like this. So if we have negative slope, see at this point slope will become 0, the point, the instant when phi SE will become phi SH. See here, corresponding point will be, initially phi SE will be here, phi SH minus phi SE will be some positive value. By increasing IA, this will become 0, difference will become 0 as phi SE has reached its value to phi SH, this value becomes 0. So we have reached till this point. After that phi SE still increases even greater than phi SH. So this quantity becomes negative. So this slope becomes like this, and the motor is now running in reverse direction as torque has become negative, right? So this is also not acceptable characteristic. We don't want our machine to take reverse direction by increasing load. That's why this machine is rarely used in industry, because of this running problem, unstable operation in running condition. What about a starting condition? Take the same case, weak shunt. Weak shunt means phi SH lies below the saturated value of phi SE. So at the time of starting, what will be there? A starting current will be high. So a starting current will be high, it means phi SE will be in this range, more than phi SH, fine, higher than phi SH, because phi SE is proportional to IA. So IA is large at the time of starting, so phi SE will be dominating phi SH. So this torque will be negative. So at the time of starting, motor will run in opposite direction, reverse direction. Then as soon as back EMF is built up slowly, we have discussed in our magnetization characteristics. So what will happen? Focus on this. So a speed will now start to recover its original direction. Initially started in reverse direction, then it will come to the, soon after starting, it will come to the its own direction, correct direction. Suppose reverse direction is anti-clockwise, so now it will come to the clockwise direction. So in between it will cross 0. 0 means a speed is having some finite value in reverse direction, then decreasing, coming to 0, then increasing in the correct direction. So the moment when a speed becomes 0, EB becomes 0, because we know that EB is nothing but this times a speed. So once a speed is 0, EB will be 0. Once EB will be 0, what will be armature current? VT upon RA plus RAC. So at the moment when a speed is 0, while crossing 0 from reverse direction to its actual direction, the current drawn by the motor will be very high, as this current may be written as VT upon RA plus RAC, right, like this. This current may be written as IA VT minus EB is 0, so show it here, upon RA plus RAC. The moment when a speed is 0, EB is 0, hence this current becomes very high. And what will the impact of large current? Large current, we have seen inductive voltage kick is L di by dt. So that di by dt will create problem in commutator, very high inductive voltage kick corresponding to L di by dt, right. So if I di is more, so that induced EMF will be more, corresponding sparking will be more. So commutator may damage and windings also may damage due to this large current. Though we can overcome this problem by short circuiting the series field winding at the time of starting, but this is also problem with this machine, a starting problem. So we have seen running problem, we have seen starting problem. Why to use such type of machine? So its use is very rare in industry because of these operation. Now come to the third characteristic. This was second. Now come to the third characteristic, speed versus torque characteristic. So for this, just take a speed here and torque on this axis. Speed and torque. Okay, we had torque equation also like this: Ka phi sh minus phi se Ia. So from here, Ia may be written as T upon Ka phi sh minus, this is differentially compounded, so put minus sign, T upon this. Substitute this value of Ia here. So we may write this omega as Vt minus Ra plus Rse, this, put the value of Ia, so this will be T upon Ka phi sh minus phi se upon, take this value of Ka phi sh, this minus phi se. Let's cross check it. From here, as we are going to plot a speed against torque, so we have taken a speed one side from here. So in denominator, Ka upon phi, resultant phi, that is phi sh minus phi se will come. In numerator, Vt minus Ra plus Rse, and Ia is T upon Ka phi sh minus phi se. So after simplifying, we may further write it as Vt upon Ka phi sh minus phi se minus Ra plus Rse upon Ka square phi sh minus phi se whole square times T, torque. Now this is variable. So at 0, when T is 0, Ia is 0, as we know that T is nothing but this into Ia. So once Ia is 0, T is 0 and vice versa. When T is increased, it means it will draw more armature current. When T will be increased, torque will be increased. When load will be increased, right? So electrical torque will be increased by increasing its armature current drawn, fine. So at Ia 0, T is 0, so this term is 0 and phi se is also 0. So we will get Vt upon Ka phi sh, same speed, initial speed, omega is 0. When torque is increased from 0 to non-zero value, correspondingly Ia will increase. By increasing Ia, phi se will increase, again same story. So by increasing phi se, we are decreasing this difference. So by decreasing this denominator, its impact will be increasing this. At the same time, by increasing torque, this term will increase, and this is with negative sign. So overall impact will be decreasing on speed. So numerator is trying to increase the speed, and with increasing value of t, this quantity, this numerator is trying to decrease the speed. So again there is fight between the impacts of numerator and denominator. So it's a matter of domination, which one is dominating. Once numerator dominates, speed is decreasing. Once denominator dominates, speed is increasing. So initially, as the torque is low, corresponding armature current is low, hence the impact of phi SE is low, hence the impact of denominator is low, lesser than the impact of numerator, hence initially the speed will decrease and then it will start increasing to a dangerously high value, similar to that of the pattern of speed versus armature current characteristic discussed initially. So we may plot it like this. First draw a horizontal line. So a speed again decreases initially, then start reaching a dangerously high value. This is omega 0. So in all the three characteristics, three types of machines, generally three types, because we have seen that the characteristics of separately excited DC motor is similar to that of shunt motor. So series, shunt and compound. Again in compound, differentially compounded discussed today and cumulatively compounded discussed in the previous lecture. In all the three types of machines, we have seen that torque, speed torque characteristics is having similar pattern as that of the speed versus armature current characteristic. Hope it is clear to you. Thank you very much.